7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yo, what's Gucci, fam? This Que Bola, the podcast for creative entrepreneurs who want to understand the individuals winning in the creative industry and want to learn how to attain success in their own pursuits. My name is Darren Figueroa, and my mission is to help you, the creative entrepreneur, find the roadmap to grow and succeed in your own endeavors. We share stories, insights, and tips from established and emerging creative entrepreneurs so you can attain success in your own pursuits. In this episode, Jess Marquez. Jess started her creative entrepreneur experience in the world of nightclub promotion on South Beach with the 500 Club, also known as Simply Jess. Jess has been able to transition from being Miami's top nightlife promoter to renowned visual artist, designer, and event creator. After conquering the world of nightclub promotion, Jess has been able to create Visuals by Jess, a way of sharing her passion for art, wearable art, photography, videography, and content creation. With her design aspect, now she is designing handbags, shoes, jackets, and various other articles of clothing that are going to be shown in various pop-ups throughout the city. Last pop-up was at Candy Coated in Wynwood, and that's where this talk was hosted. I hope you guys enjoy it. It's full of dope, insightful tidbits on how to be able to be a creative and switch up lanes after having found success in one particular lane. I want to thank Jess for coming on to the podcast. Let's get into it, all right? Listo.
Apúrate, please. ¿Quién es? Okay, que la llama cuando termine.
Is she calling, speaking to Colombia? They letting,
yes, she is.
Letting everybody in Colombia know what's up. Y tú sabes que Jess está...
Así, Jessica está aquí haciendo su vaina. That's what she told them.
You ready? Let's go.
Yeah.
So we're another episode of the Que Bola podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening, to everybody who's subscribing, sharing me love. I really appreciate it. Today we have Jess Marquez, a multifaceted creative who started off in the Miami's nightlife as a promoter and now has transitioned into visual arts, designer, and event curator. Is that correct, Jess?
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming onto the podcast and sharing your experience with me and the listeners.
And thank you for having me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, Jess, the vast majority of people in South Florida know you through your nightlife creations, right?
Yes.
Through the 400 Club and the various like
Simply Jess.
Yeah, Simply Jess and the various
The Simply
events.
Jess era.
All right. So,
yeah.
How did that start off for you? Was this somebody who like you saw who did that and you were like, I want to be like that, or was this something that just generally came out of your like soul? How did that work out?
No, it basically came out of me. It was something that came out of me. Like nobody really from that I knew of at the moment as a female was doing what I was doing. So I kind of set up a foundation for like female promoters, I feel. I mean, I know other ones that have done it, but the way I did it was just, a different level. Yeah,
I do recall that when you were doing that full time, it was a very male-dominated industry.
Very, especially in the urban industry.
Yeah,
like,
even more so. Yeah,
there was not one female that was doing what I was doing.
Yeah.
So basically, I was handling, all the VIP celebrities, and I was bringing all the bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. to the clubs.
Yeah. All the hot women. Miami
all
has
the hot women, and wherever the hot women are, the men follow, 100%. And the money will follow, and everyone wants to be there.
So that was that like more or less your approach, or like
that was
okay?
That was the approach.
What was your blueprint though? Like you just try to figure it out as you went, because you said there was nobody who had like trailblazed before you. So
you know what? It started off as. So I started off as a guest list girl.
Okay.
At Mansion Privé in Opium, Miami.
Okay. Throwback.
They know the throwbacks.
Yeah.
And I started off as a guest list girl, and I was actually the tally up. Tally up.
Yeah.
I tallied up the promoters, what they brought and all that. And I saw that, promoters were getting more money when they brought girls in.
Yeah.
So obviously was like, I saw the niche on that. So I was like, okay. And then the time I was working with the boss, Gerard, and he gave me the opportunity with my ex-boyfriend back then, Jay
Yeah.
Little,
Okay.
to be promoters for one night.
Okay.
And our first night, we literally brought 100 people in.
Yeah.
And it was probably like 85% girls, maybe more.
Okay.
And then we saw that. And then me as a female, and, you know, I like to be around more females more than anything.
Yeah.
Anytime, you know, like the goal was always to have a certain look around me.
Okay.
You know, I always wanted to be bringing like, you know, a certain look around because
Like
now I'm
hot
going to
and
go
sexy,
out
yeah.
and, you know, they're going to look at me like, okay, I got to bring a certain amount of girls. But if I'm going to bring a certain amount of girls, they're going to be, you know,
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah. So
And then I realized after that, you know, it was just a better vibe. I don't
Okay.
know. It's like me with the girls, they trusted more. Like I understood them more. I knew how to treat them. Like I knew what women wanted, you know?
Yeah. I mean that makes sense because I mean the ambience, a lot of people really set it off. They say like the DJ brings off the ambiance, right? But the party is also set up by like the people who are in it, right? People who are experiencing that particular moment. So you touched on something. You said like you also like focus on VIP clientele, right?
Yes.
Was there like I'm sure there was. What was like one of the biggest challenges of dealing with that type of clientele in comparison to like the regular, like your regular homegirls that you were bringing in, right?
I mean, I would just say like, I don't know. I think I just had that in me that I was able to cater to them as they needed.
Okay.
So it's like they did have more expectations. They did like expected to be treated with red carpet, basically.
Yeah.
And I know how to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was able to do that. Like
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I got you. Boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom. And this is what we're gonna do. Like every time they came, they had everything set up. They
Yeah.
had the good looking people around, the girls around
Yeah.
them. I mean, it was a vibe. And that's what they wanted. And they didn't want to deal with anything. I dealt with everything.
Yeah.
And I made sure that they were good.
That's awesome. That's like
Yeah.
it was awesome that you were able to put together a template and to like really be able to like start catering to that niche of clientele. I'm sure like throughout your years of promoting, you started building a massive network of clientele and people
Yeah.
who like really trusted you to have really dope experiences, right?
Yes.
So how has that transitioned to now your event curation and your visuals by Jess and all your other like endeavors that you've taken on so far?
I mean, it's transitioned in many different ways, you can say,
Okay.
because back then when it was like really lit,
Yeah.
like the whole element of the nightlife, me being in it. I mean, everybody's gonna want to go where it's like super hot and
Where it's
like,
popping.
Yeah, where it's popping.
Yeah.
But then, after, you kind of realize a lot of things, like people really do support you, but then you really truly see who really supports you.
What do you mean by that? Like
Because,
yeah.
I mean, when you're hot, you're there, you're lit,
Yeah.
and then people always want to be on it.
Yeah.
They want to be seen with you and all that stuff. But then once you transition and you're trying to do something different,
Yes.
you really truly see the people that are there for you for real.
Oh, I see what you're
You
saying.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I realized a lot when I was transitioning that a lot of people just, kind of disappeared in the background.
Yeah.
Which is okay.
Yeah.
Which is fine because I'd rather have the people that are really meant to be in my life.
Yeah.
Moving forward.
Do you feel that? Okay, I mean that's something that a lot of people like experience. Maybe not necessarily in such a manner with such a high value clientele like you, but in general, like when they try to transition from one lane to the other, it's hard because people already like pigeonhole you into being like you're this
Exactly.
is. Yeah,
I was like in this bubble,
Exactly.
and I had to get. I don't know if I can curse, but I needed.
Yeah,
to,
no, you could curse.
Oh yeah, I needed to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I literally had everybody. I was like, oh, simply just the party girl, blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah blah. I was doing my art. I was doing the galleries for Art Basel, everything for so many years, but
Yeah.
people weren't recognizing me for that. So
Yeah.
I literally had to put a pause on her. And I say her because she was a character that I created.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Simply Jess Marquez is somebody else.
Okay.
Jess is me, like Jessica.
All right, can you speak to that? Like as a creative, you've been able to like bifurcate yourself into like two different, or do you have like various characters that you try to play?
It's just two.
Okay.
It's just two.
All
like
right.
for real.
So all right.
It's just something like, sometimes she comes out, sometimes she doesn't. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's two different elements of me. And I think everyone has them within themselves. You know what I'm saying? There's you bring a certain type of person out when you're in certain environments.
So do you use it like more of as a defense mechanism right now? Like, I'll put this character out so like she could deal with it and she knows how to handle this particular like.
No. She just comes down when she feels like it.
Okay. All right. So it's,
Like if I'm in it, like she's the turn up. You know,
Okay, I see
Simply is
what
the
you're
turn
saying.
up.
Okay.
Jess is more chill. You know, she don't want to talk to everybody, all that stuff.
all right. So through the creative process, event promotion is, you got to be creative
Yes.
by itself. That's a creative endeavor, right? And then transitioning into like more visuals, photography, art. Which one did you like gravitate to first, and why?
Well, I gravitated towards the art first because art is something I always love to do, and designing. I love designing, like fashion designing and everything, curating like what I wear and all that. So I definitely went towards that first, and then I've always loved photography. I've always loved videography. I've always been good at like anytime, like even when it came to like promotions and all the the marketing strategies of being in that nightlife, I was doing all of that for myself.
Like you did the graphics and
I did
stuff
all the
like?
graphics. I did all the flyers. I did my logos. I did, a lot, all of it. But people don't know that.
Yeah.
I did my websites.
Yeah.
Like,
wow.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Even my visualsbyjess.com, like, I did that website.
Okay.
I did my logo. I did everything.
Yeah. I mean, those are the 5 million hats that people don't really see that you wear as a creative when you're out here. Like,
it's a lot of hats I'm wearing. But I like it because you get to learn every element. But I enjoy that. That's why I call myself an all-around creator, because I do it all.
I get it. So which one was like the most challenging one? Like, what was the one that you were like, okay, I wanna dive into this, the design or the actual like the graphic design? What was the one thing that you gravitate to and you're like, damn, I want to spend my time here?
Designing.
Okay.
I do love designing, and when it comes to like editing and stuff.
Yeah.
Can we pause for a second, mommy, ma? Oh my God,
it's all good. Let it ride. We'll keep it cracking.
We'll wait.
Yeah.
Ma.
Yeah.
And then she has her on speaker.
That's the best part. That's the best part.
Hey, y'all know if y'all bring your mama
that's
anywhere.
That's the best part, dog. The
they
best
don't
part
listen.
Is not only the speaker
it's
part, dog. It's
part.
like I want to start just a TikTok just on that. You know what I'm saying? Abuelita's on TikTok.
And cut.
Yeah, it's all good. We'll cut it through.
So, and edit it too. Let's come back to it.
All right. So yeah, we were talking about your.
Hold on. My sister's mad loud, bro.
Your mom is hilarious.
She will not let her phone not get picked. Like, she will not. She will always pick up a phone. Like,
that's wild. And it's crazy because they're like so much older and they didn't grow up like with phones like we did.
No.
So I don't understand how does that happen? You know what I'm saying?
She's excited. Yeah. She's excited about the phone calls.
It's all good. So yeah, we're speaking about
what's your
like okay. So the vast majority of the time that you invest in your creative expression, you like it doing more design, right?
Yeah, I love designing.
Okay, so tell me, why is that? Where did that spring from?
Oh,
is that like?
I mean,
did your mom put you onto something like that?
No, not my mom.
Okay.
But a lot of my family members did. But the one person that really put me on was my brother Giovanni.
Okay.
He actually has been a fashion designer for 25 years. He actually went to FIT. I mean, he's amazing. And me growing up, he started his line when he was younger, and I was like, what, 12? Or 11, but I've always loved, like, I used to make my doll dresses.
Yeah.
They gave me sewing machines when I was little. He used to give me fabrics. Like, that was my thing. Like, I would sit hours just making clothes for my dolls.
Okay. So this has been something that you've been,
been going on I even went to school for it for like a little bit, but then I started making money and then I stopped.
Okay, I feel you.
And then that money brought me to Miami, so everything happens for a reason. So. But yeah, I mean, it started when I was younger, and I was, I even worked with my brother as a fitting model, and I was always in that fashion element, and I freaking loved it. And I also modeled when I was younger. I used to do fashion shows, photo shoots, and all that. So the whole element of it, I loved it.
That's dope. What like, what article of clothing do you like to focus in on? I know that you're doing shoes a lot and bags recently.
Yeah,
but
recently I'm doing very customizations. Like I like to paint and fuck things up. Like I
Yeah.
just like you see a piece and let that be my canvas. Like I'm trying to use different elements of canvases. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of artists do it, but it's just very cool when you put your touch into it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's lately what I've been doing. But I love doing like the prints, customs. These are all customs.
That's
So
dope.
yeah.
What's been your biggest challenge in that space, in the design space?
In the design
yeah,
space?
like clothing and whatnot.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is just trying to get it out to the masses, right?
Marketing.
Yeah, like I am marketing and I am bringing it out there. I am making sales, but it's just getting it out there more.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm working on now. But
Yeah.
I'm learning that you have to develop your team. Like you have to have a team behind you and like really be dedicated and getting everything flowing the right way.
Bro,
Because I've been doing a lot of the elements myself, every element, but which I like because I got to learn
Yeah.
every element,
Yeah, so you've learned how each part works, but then now you feel like you can hand it off to somebody.
Yeah.
And they could
And
help
I
you
can
build it.
like
Hyper focus
feel,
on other
yeah,
stuff.
because if like, sometimes it's like you want to be hands-on on everything,
Yeah.
but you can't.
Yeah. It's
You
such
just
that's
can't.
such
It's
a
so hard.
that's key. That's a key element, like a key gem. Like you have to build out a team. It's a lot of people when they're try to go down their creative like lanes, they oftentimes forget that like you need to have a whole entire squad behind you.
You definitely do.
It's not something that you're gonna be able to get
Like-
there by yourself.
Like that corny, thing that they always say.
The village?
No.
Oh, which one?
No, teamwork makes the dream work.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
I mean, it's straight up. It's real.
It
like,
is real.
It's for real.
But it's oftentimes people don't realize that. Like it's something that you get, it's repeated to you, but you just like put it off to the side, like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna do it myself.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
You can do it.
I mean, it's
but it's
tough.
not. You're not gonna reach like the potential, the level that you're trying to reach.
Yeah.
Like the level that I'm trying to go, where I envision.
Yeah.
I need a team. I need help.
What's the one part of your team that you feel that has propelled you the most recently?
What do you mean?
Like one thing that you were able to like hand off to somebody that has helped you like grow your brand and grow your.
Well, I'm in the process now
Oh, okay.
of developing that. Like now, a lot of things transpired in my life from last year to this year.
Yeah.
That now I get a chance to really come back and build my business the way I want it to be built.
Yeah.
And I'm putting people in place where I need it to be in place.
Yeah.
Because I don't want I want to overlook it, and that's it.
I feel you.
like
yeah.
There's certain, like, I have my girls right here, Letha, Maria.
Yeah.
Say what's up.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
Letha has been with me for 5 years. She actually started as an intern, and now she's been, riding
Growing
for a
with the
minute.
brand.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean it's challenging to be able to
And to find people.
Exactly.
Me and Letha, she's been with me for a minute, and
Yeah.
we've tried out so many people,
Yeah.
and it's just like
the turnover is really sometimes just like gets you, like because the thing is that you're investing your time and resources into somebody else
Yeah.
for them to be like 3 weeks later like I'm not feeling this.
or
It's
they
like-
just ghost,
not
or
even
you're
a
just
ye-
like,
yeah,
okay,
ghost,
I
yeah.
don't see it, all right.
It's a lot of
next.
that. It's yeah.
Or they have to move. Like, we've had some really good people, but they have developed themselves into like great opportunities,
Yeah.
and they grow. And I'm
Yeah,
like, that's
100%.
amazing.
Yeah.
That I love. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's a good look. That's
I
a
love
great
that.
look. Yeah.
And there's a few people that I put in place and I helped them,
Yeah.
and now they're like striving. I'm like, that's amazing for me.
That's
you know?
awesome. So I saw on your LinkedIn, your link tree, that you had collaborated on a book.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Not collaborated. I
Yeah.
was featured in a book.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So how can you speak to me about that experience? What was that like?
Can we pause?
Yeah. Sure.
I forgot the name of the book.
It dreams. The dreams in your hand.
The Dreams is in Your Hands by Kenneth Monroe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a book. Okay.
No, go ahead.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, you get it?
Go
Okay.
ahead.
You get it.
I could edit it. Yeah.
So the book was The Dream Is in Your Hands by Kenneth Monroe.
Okay.
He's been very helpful with me. He's actually been like, I could say, one of my mentors.
Okay.
And he featured me in there as, an entrepreneur, as a woman entrepreneur, and it was a book to help kids,
Okay.
see different success stories.
Mm.
And they did like different features of different women
Yeah.
in that book.
Yeah.
And I think they did men too. It's
Okay.
been a while that I haven't like read the book.
Yeah.
But yes, it was very like inspirational for the kids.
I mean, it's inspirational for people in general, right? Because
Yeah.
like nowadays, it's always about like being able to see yourself in that role. And if you've never seen somebody like yourself in that role, particularly you're a woman of color. So it's like those two things you don't really generally associate with a lot of various, like a lot of
Right.
industries, right?
Right.
So like, do you feel that you've been like crushing ceilings while getting to like where you're trying to get to with your designs and whatnot? Because you're oftentimes probably like the only woman in the room or something along those lines. No?
I feel like times have changed, man.
Okay.
There's a lot of like women empowerment right now. I feel
right.
like women are like coming together and working together. Like right now, I'm at Candy Cole, Brittany. Like
Yeah.
she's someone that I've been working with for a long time. Like Letha and my team. Like it's like women are coming together.
Okay.
We rock with each other.
I
You
hear
know
that.
what I'm saying? Like
That's
I mean,
awesome.
sometimes we don't, but
Yeah.
for the most part, we don't have those women around us.
I feel you.
Once I see,
Yeah.
a certain, I'm really good with energies.
Okay.
So when it comes to like certain women,
Yeah.
just go to the side.
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, that's something that like that has been changing, right?
I feel like it has. I feel like women do come together and really like, there's clashes, of course,
Yeah.
but other than that, then women have been coming together and working together and building together and pushing each other, like, definitely.
Yeah, but that wasn't the norm though. Entrepreneurship was
wasn't.
like
No, it wasn't.
heavily driven by like male,
Like, especially
white
before, like
male.
when I was like, doing the nightlife
Yeah.
and stuff, like I was literally trying to find my little protege, and it was
Yeah.
really hard.
Yeah,
I mean, it was really hard.
Yeah.
Noelle knows.
if you were to shout out to Noel,
Shout out to Noelle.
if you were to like go back, right, and talk to like the original Simply Jess when you were just starting out, what would be like one key piece of like information or a gem that you would drop to her that you would feel that would like helped you out tremendously in your journey?
Damn, that's a good question. Start a YouTube channel. Back then, I was much more comfortable with the camera and all that stuff. Like now, I'm just getting back into
Yeah.
that. But back then, like I was literally out there, and I should have been started something like that, or like just being more on the social media aspect of
Yeah.
just pushing myself. And I think even like building a team back then. I mean,
Okay.
I tried also back then, but
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
it's
So
tough. It was tough. It was really tough.
it's dope because you've been able to see like South Florida through the years and how it's changed and how it's evolved.
Yeah.
Back then, I recall a lot all those clubs that you were talking about, this and that, and like how it was really ran and how things worked back then. Now I do see there's a lot more different like movements, right?
Yeah.
But hip hop was like really heavily driving like the nightlife scene back then. It was like a lot in EDM and
Yeah, I mean hip hop.
house and
But the thing
hip-hop.
with when we started like the 400 Club, hip hop wasn't like high end, like it wasn't like upscale.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So we brought in that element.
I feel
Like
you.
we brought in like if you're gonna come to our parties, it's gonna be hip hop, but you're gonna come dressed right.
Yeah.
Like we're not playing with that.
Yeah.
You gotta come looking good. Like we
100%.
was more about quantity than quality. I mean quality over quantity.
Yeah.
So that's something that we definitely like changed the game in.
So with your event curations, right now, as we speak, you're setting up a pop-up
Yeah,
right
we're
now.
setting up a pop-up right now.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a 2-day pop-up, yeah.
What has been like some of those like key elements that has transitioned between both those worlds, event curation and nightlife promotion?
I mean, it's kind of. It's two different things, but it's at the same time it's kind of similar. Like you have your elements of like what kind of event is it? What
Yeah.
are you offering to the people? How many people? What venue? What are you gonna be serving? What it's like the same element but different. Same thing but like different elements in it or whatever you could say.
Can you elaborate? So it's
Like
like
a nightlife is
Yeah.
a party, but
Okay.
you're still planning it.
Yeah.
It's still planning into it.
Uh-huh.
What artists you're gonna have, what music you're gonna do, what DJ, lights, what place, like.
How does that differ
And
from
then
the
when
event
you come to do
curation,
an
though?
event,
Yeah.
you're doing event production. It's the same thing. Like, where are you gonna have it? What's the feel? What's the theme? Are you gonna serve hors d'oeuvres? Are you gonna do drinks? Is it an open bar?
Yeah.
Are you charging at the door? Like, it's all those type of different elements. I mean, it's those elements that it's similar.
Yeah.
Just in a different scale.
Just in a different setting, more or less.
Yeah.
One's like in a
Yeah,
nightclub.
because you have like the nightlife, the nightclubs, and then you have event production, you have galleries, you have pop-ups, you have dinners, you have pool parties. Like, all those are different types of events.
Yeah.
But takes planning into all of those.
I feel
Similar
you.
planning,
I
you know?
feel you. So being throughout, so having experienced all those nights and all those things that you just spoke of, like pool parties and nightclubs, that
Dinner
seems
parties.
like dinner parties.
I mean, we did it all.
All that seems like very, like, not luxurious, but like, yeah, like one of those experiences that is not commonplace, right? People don't go through those regularly unless you were born and raised in South Florida. You know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah.
Like, you're in the middle of like Little Rock, Arkansas. You don't have too many pool parties and shit to go to. You know what
Or
I'm saying?
dinner parties or stuff like that, you know?
So like through those experiences, though, what was something that you would come like something that you would like look back and be like, man, this was challenging and I wouldn't want to go through this again, even though I was at this place, or this was I was at this nightclub and I was surrounded by XYZ, but this was not something that was fun to me. What was something that like sticks out in your mind like that?
Damn, that's another good question. I would have this. When I was in it, I really didn't feel that way. Like, I didn't.
Ever?
Ever.
Oh, wow.
I loved doing it. I
Yeah.
loved being there. I mean, I think when it got hard is when I didn't want to do it anymore. When I didn't want to go to the nightclub, when I didn't want to go out, that's when it got hard.
So you would have to put on a brave face
Like,
to go
I
out
literally
partying
felt
that
like
night.
I was going to a 9 to 5 sometimes. Like, oh God, I gotta go to work.
Yeah.
It's 11 o'clock at night.
Even
I
though
just
your
wanna
work
be in
is
my
like-
bed. I know, yeah, my work is, freaking partying.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm so tired. Yeah, that's where the Simply Jess comes in. Jessica wanted to stay home.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where I would say that it became difficult. Was
Awesome.
that part?
And you were surrounded by music in almost all of these like events.
Yeah, music, artists, yeah.
Have you ever wanted to express yourself in that lane?
No,
No, you've
No.
stayed away from it.
no.
Why are you so like?
Because everybody was trying to be a rapper, singer, all that. I'm like, no. And I saw the music. I don't want, no. They tried.
Okay,
I
so
got
talk to me
offers, and I was
about
like,
the
no.
trying. How was that? How did that come about?
Oh God, it's a funny story. So I used to do my birthday weekends every
Every year.
every year.
Uh-huh.
No, not the lingerie parties. I'm not talking about that, but yes, we can get to that in a second.
Yeah.
But anyways, and it was a night that we was doing at Cameo Saturdays, Eye Candy Saturdays, and I got on the mic, and there was a favorite verse that I liked of Nicki Minaj,
Okay.
and I spit it on the mic, and
Yeah.
everybody went crazy.
Like a cappella, or you like going over it?
I think I went over it. I don't
Okay,
even know. I
yeah.
was lit. I got on the mic,
Okay.
and somebody was in the crowd.
Yeah.
In a big label, and they actually hit me up, and they actually offered me a ghostwriter and everything.
Get out of here.
Yes, and I was like,
all from that one event.
yes, and because I got that New York,
Yeah.
my New York comes out when I'm like,
Yeah.
so. And I was like, nah, man, I ain't doing it. I'm not, man.
You
I
weren't
can't.
feeling it.
I don't even have a good memory. I won't even remember my lines, yo.
That's wild. I mean, at least, because being like surrounded by all those various, I guess all those people who work in all those industries, those opportunities like spring up naturally. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's just like, yo, I did this. All right, cool. Boom. I could
Right.
put you here. I could put you there.
Right.
Do you have anything else, like another crazy experience that sprung up from all those various networking events that you had, like all those parties?
What do you mean?
Like being able to network with all those people, other experiences that opened up the doors because you were partying and getting introduced to a various amount of people. What's one of those funnest moments that you've been able to have?
I mean, I would say when I was doing the galleries for Art Basel,
Okay.
like I would say like one person that I really will like shout out to Flowrider. Like he always supported me, and like my first like big gallery space that I did in Wynwood.
Yeah.
He actually came in and did like a whole like art activation with him, his team, and like that put me like kind of like on the map in the art industry also. So it was like that was pretty dope because of the relationship that we had, like, you know, business, and he always came out. I always made sure he was good, you know, all that stuff.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That it was a really dope event. Like it was really dope.
And that all springs from the trust that they have in,
Yeah,
because you've been able to provide.
A lot of things happen because of that. Because if I wasn't involved in a lot of things, a lot of people wouldn't have done the things that they did.
Yeah.
You
Did
know.
you see other people? Oh, I see what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you were able to also open up doors for other people in other avenues.
But I always, you know, from what I was trying to do,
Yeah.
always brought in people that made sense. I always like to connect dots. You know what I'm saying? Like I always like to make sure all of it aligns and makes sense.
Yeah.
You know?
Even behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Are you like, do you feel like you
I'm
need
good at
credit?
connecting people.
Are you like, oh, I want credit when I connect people or something like that?
Yeah,
or how does that
everybody
work?
wants credit.
Okay. So you want to be like, yeah, Jess was the one who put this
Yeah.
on. Okay, I feel you. I feel you.
Remember, I did that now.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, 100%. If you do connect those dots and something pops off, that's huge. It's like, all right, I was able to provide that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and sometimes you know, sometimes it doesn't happen, but I see it still. But I like seeing it. Like it's beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've built business relationship, friendships, boyfriend and girlfriends. Like
Get out of here.
like
You been
all
matchmaking out here?
Come on,
What's
man.
popping? Like who'd you set up?
Nah, man. I ain't
Let
talking
me
about all
know.
that.
Let me
I ain't
know.
talking about all that.
Let me know. Cupid, you over here.
I've always been Cupid. Yeah.
Who you Cupid? Have you ever matchmade a celebrity couple?
Did they make it? No.
Did they make? They didn't make it long enough. I feel you.
But I have, you know, always connected people in different elements.
That's
you know?
awesome because that goes back to like to being able to provide value, even when you're like, even if like you're not, what you're actually doing isn't popping at the moment. People still see the value that you bring to the table, even in different avenues, and even like that, like just connecting the dots between two people who could actually like make something pop off.
Yeah, I can always like, it's a thing. Like I can see like who will work well together, who wouldn't.
Yeah.
So I can like if somebody tells me, oh, I'm doing this, let's do this. I need this, and maybe I was like, oh, but maybe we can bring this in.
Yeah.
I think this will make sense. Like it's like just, you know, connecting the dots.
Yeah, kind of like a tastemaker.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
That's dope. That's dope. And that I'm sure that you developed that skill set through the years.
Yeah.
Or was that something that you naturally had?
I feel like it was kind of a little natural.
For real?
Yeah. Yeah. I just like can envision it. Like, I don't know if it was like the artsy part of my brain or whatever, or creative. Like, it's just like something that just, I can see it.
What was one skill set that was hard for you to develop that has been paid off dividends for you?
What's one skill set that's been difficult?
Yeah, that was difficult to like develop, that actually like worked out for you in the long run.
That's a good question too. Say no. Oh wow, say no.
Say
I
no
used
to
to
like
say yes to a lot of things, and now I say a lot of no's.
Oh, you mean like say yes to all the opportunities that
Every
came?
opportunity. Like I felt like I didn't want to miss any opportunity because you never know. But now it's like you have to look at every opportunity that comes to you and see if it really does align with you and with your business, or if someone is just trying to use what you have instead of, you know, like you have to look at everything now. Before
That's
it was
so
just like
tough, though.
yes, and I'm like, man, no.
It's really
sorry, I can't. I'm focusing on this now. Like, yeah, because then you spread yourself too thin too.
I feel you. How do you make those decisions though? Like,
You know.
You also go by the energy field.
I go by the energy field, and I just go by what they're talking about and see if it aligns with what I have, and if I feel it, if it makes sense. If it doesn't, and learning through the years.
I mean,
you can already see like the BS
coming before it comes.
Yeah, you can already see like how they talk, how they move. It's like, all right, I need to see this, that, and that, and this before we even move forward. Like for real. Like I already like had some offers like recently. I'm like, okay, I need to see this, that, and that, and this, and then it just got quiet. Like, okay.
I mean, that's good though. I mean,
You eliminate that. Like
Yes.
All right, don't waste my time. Like right now, I'm in a place where I just don't want my time to be wasted, and I want my peace,
I hear you.
and that's it.
It's so difficult though for like creatives who are just starting off because they feel like if they let any opportunity
Who
go.
just started off?
No, I'm saying any creative. Not
I'm
necessarily
like,
you.
I've
I'm
been
not.
doing
I'm
this.
not saying you. You have experience under your belt, so
Yes.
you know how to approach those situations and how to deal with it. But for creatives who are just starting off and going in their on their endeavors, right, beginning, they don't want to say no to anything, and then they get bogged down.
Yeah, but advice that I can give is like really feel the energy of the other person. It's always good to meet in person. For me, I love to meet like a person
Okay.
in person because
That's
I
a
like
good gem.
Yes, because you can feel it.
It's crazy that you have to say that though. Now
It's real though.
It's 2023. You can do
Like I'm
business
like,
forever.
oh, you want to talk on the phone on a
Yeah.
Zoom? Okay, we can do a
Zoom,
Zoom,
yeah.
even Zoom. But
Okay.
in person it's just different.
Let's have coffee. I want to
Yeah,
see
let me
your
I wanna
mannerisms.
Yeah. and just see like if it really does align, and do your homework, do your research on the people that are offering you the opportunity.
Okay, that's
Because people
another
can be like,
gem.
I have this, I have that, well, whatever, and it's like, all right, and then you look and there's nothing.
Yeah, it's fluff.
No, and sometimes people even have all of it, and still it's crickets afterwards. It's like, what? What's going on? All right, okay.
I feel you. There's a lot of that.
I mean, it's a risk taking,
Yeah.
situation, but you just gotta know.
That's awesome. I saw that you had done a collaboration. Speaking of, during Swim Week.
Yeah,
All right, so
with me and my brother.
Exactly. So can you speak to
Where
me?
we all started off. Started off with my brother.
Speak to me about that collaboration, about the Swim Week collaboration. How did that pop off?
So me and my brother, this is our second collaboration. We did a
Okay.
collaboration when I first started doing my arts and showcasing it in Basel 2014.
Mm-hmm.
But this year was different because we actually designed together. We actually got together and really created pieces and all that. And it's actually what I'm doing right now is the pop-up shop. It's called Shop the Runway. So it's
Okay.
everything from Swim Week. It's going to be right here at the pop-up at Candy Code 27, North Miami Ave.
You always be
By the time,
plugging. Yeah.
No, but we got to design together, and it's my brother, like my blood brother. It's
Yeah.
not like, oh, that's my brother.
Yeah.
No, that's my brother.
Everybody says
like
my
I grew
brother.
up with him and
Yeah.
all that. So yeah, we got to like really create together and swimwear, and he had his own swimwear. He's been a fashion designer, so
Yeah.
he had pieces. I created pieces, and we came together and we did like a really, really dope show. We actually did with Pure Faye
Okay.
in South Beach.
Yeah.
Letha actually is one of the people that connected me with that, and she was actually part of the event production. So yeah, it was really, really dope.
Is there like, considering that that's your brother, right? Was
Did
there
we
like,
bump heads?
yeah, did you bump heads or like?
You know what? The
How do
crazy
you-
thing that we don't. Me and him are so like aligned.
Okay.
It's crazy, and creativity. How you say it?
Creatively?
Creatively.
Yeah.
You can say. It's like we match each other. Like if he thinks one way, I think similar. But then if he has an idea, I'll be like, oh, but what about this? And he'll agree or disagree. But most of the time, it's like we kind of like we are in the same wave, like in the same. It's just crazy. Like we didn't even bump heads not one time. Because I know how he works, he knows how I work.
Yeah.
I know his strength, he knows my strength. I know his weaknesses, he knows my weaknesses. So we work well together.
That's awesome. So let's say, speak to me about like when you have a collaboration with somebody or you're collaborating on a project or whatnot, and you do bump heads. How do you normally like go about?
Communicate.
Okay,
Transparency.
but okay, some people.
Like be real. Be 100.
All right.
Don't sugarcoat shit. Like for real.
But people could feel like that's abrasive sometimes if you're
No,
very
I mean,
like.
I feel like communication is a big part of anything, any relationship.
I agree 100%.
A business
yeah.
relationship, a man and woman, whatever.
Yeah.
Communicate.
Yeah.
If you feel something, speak to me about it. Let's talk about it. Let's figure it out. Let's find a conclusion and let's move forward. If we disagree, then let's figure it out.
Yeah.
It's all about just communicating.
People have such a fear
I know.
of.
Let's communicate. Let's put it right there on the table.
I feel you. I can
I
talk.
don't want to waste my time. Like, bro, let's just talk about it.
Let's
you
just
know?
talk it out. Let's hash it out.
I mean, yeah.
I feel like
If you have your way of thinking and I
Yeah.
have my way of thinking. Let's communicate about it.
I feel you.
Communication.
I agree. It's just like a hard skill set for people to like develop.
I'll bring it out.
To just to be able to say what they actually feel without being like
Judged.
over emotional
Yeah.
or just like feel like they're gonna say the wrong thing.
Not
Even
as
if it's sometimes it's difficult. Like if you're very emotional about something. Like I have a friend that I was having a conversation with the other day, and he spoke to a point, right? But when he spoke to that said point, it was very, very like he was extremely emotional, and he said some crazy stuff while he was saying it.
Where you was working with him, or he was a
No,
friend of
we were
yours?
just having a conversation and
Like
just
a regular conversation.
yeah, we were just discussing like a certain topic. Actually, it was on the radio about about the whole Lizzo thing that's going on right now.
Oh man.
Yeah, so like we're
So
talking about
crazy.
we have a internet radio show on Jolt Radio, and it was actually his show. It's called Mahogany.
Okay.
And
Mahogany?
Yeah, Mahogany.
I like
yeah.
that word.
And we're just like, and he was hashing it out, but the way he was saying it, he was very emotional and very strongly worded, right? Even though he was communicating, like you're saying, the way he was communicating was like wasn't the right way, right? Because he let his emotion take over
Take
him.
over the conversation.
Exactly. So a lot of people feel like when they're gonna communicate and it's something that's very like means a lot to them, they're afraid to even have that conversation because they could be like, oh, I'm gonna blow up on this bitch or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
It's that type of situation.
Yeah.
Like the communication, I agree with, but knowing how to communicate as well.
Yeah, it's all
That's-
about it.
That's
It's not like you're gonna
yeah.
go rah, 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 or
Yeah, a
whatever,
lot of
like-
rah, rah, rah.
And it's good not to talk in the moment.
What do you mean
let's
by
say
that?
if something like, pops off,
Yeah.
it's not good to, have the conversation when you're mad and you're heated.
So what do? Do you take
Wait.
a minute?
Take a pause and just talk about it when everybody calms down.
You've done that before?
I don't think I had a situation like that.
Where you get highly emotional, but other people have?
No, not. I haven't. Okay, there's been situations, yeah.
You thought about it for a second,
Yeah,
then
no,
you was
it's-
like,
it's-
oh,
It's been
let
a
me
lot
see.
Of, it's been a lot.
Has there ever been a bottle thrown across the club type of situation?
Nightlife shit is different. I'm not talking about nightlife.
Oh, okay, so you're talking about business.
Nightlife is different.
Yeah.
No.
And the nightlife,
Stuff
you didn't
has
handle it
popped-
through communication.
No communication. Hands first.
Sheesh.
Straight up.
Straight up. So the
No, but now I'm different.
Okay. I like that. But now I'm different. You
No
see my
hands.
halo.
Yeah. What?
That's hilarious.
Oh,
That's
my
hilarious.
God. Shout out B-Mac.
That's crazy.
So
Oh,
stupid.
B-Mac, he's been on the guest on the show as
Yeah,
well,
I
podcast.
saw.
Yeah.
Me and B-Mac didn't get along in the beginning.
Oh, for real?
No, we didn't.
Oh my God, Pachanga World. You guys.
Back in the day, this was like this was like when I first started, like 2005, 2006.
And why was it? What was the beef?
Because I didn't want to let him in the club with his crew.
Oh, okay. Why his crew was like acting wild or something?
And they just wasn't dressed right.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to B-Mac though. But
Shout out
afterwards,
B-Mac,
he got
yeah.
it. He understood the vision, and then he came through, and we hashed it
You
out.
hashed
And
it
now
out.
that's my big dog.
That's
Legendary
what's-
nights
That's what's
at
up, bro.
Harrison's.
That's what's up.
But now we cool.
That's good. That's good. I like how like you could tell just through the conversation.
One second.
Go ahead.
Pause. Letha, can you call Navar?
We only got like 15 more minutes.
All right. Call Navar. You have his number, right? Okay, call him. He's downstairs.
So through the conversation, I've noticed that you like to you're very how can I put it? It's all right.
My bad.
It's okay. You've been able to stand your ground, and like you're empowered. So where did that come from? Was that something that you had to develop yourself? Did you see that? Like, was your mom an empowering woman as well?
Yes.
Who was like stands her ground and like was very
Yes.
firme about how she felt, or like where did that derive? Where did that come from?
You put it there. My mom.
Yeah.
My family and just being raised in New York. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, you had to stand your ground. Like, you
Yeah.
had to don't let nobody try you and all this. And my mom has always been an entrepreneur, businesswoman. So I looked at her, how she worked and how she did her thing. My father, even my grandmother, most of my family.
Yeah.
And, my mom and my grandma were women.
Yeah.
But they
Got it cracking.
don't play with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
and then just growing up in New York, like you had to like really, you know, have this persona like to not let people mess with you.
Yeah.
You know, it's because it was like growing up, it was out of like people always trying to fight you and try you and all that. So I came here with that
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah.
And here is like, butterflies.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you
yeah. It
know,
was a little bit more like that.
So it calmed me though.
Yeah.
So I liked it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I came here like, okay, what's up? I'm ready. Like I'm going hustle mode. Like I want to like figure this out because that's just how I was. I was never the type to sit there and wait for things to happen. I made it happen. You know, I met the right people. Like I even like who I was with at the time was with Jay Little, and he pushed me to be a better person. Like he helped develop Simply Jess. Like he used to like have me up till 7 a.m. sending messages to invite girls and all this stuff. When not Instagram, it was on MySpace.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, MySpace. Who remembers MySpace?
MySpace, yeah.
Yeah, so I was, you know, had someone behind me pushing me, and I pushed myself. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. Because you know what? A lot of that isn't really taught. You know, that's something that you have to be able to see somebody doing it. Like you said, your mom and your grandma and entrepreneur.
My dad, all
and
that.
Your father. Like people who echa pa'lante, but like not only echando pa'lante, but like echando pa'lante like through the trials and tribulations. Because being
And
an
trauma.
entrepreneur is not easy.
no, it's not.
Yeah, it's
you know?
not. It's
It's
not
like
at
you
all.
have to put a certain face and a certain character, and you got to be like,
Yeah.
all right, let's go. It's
Yeah.
go time.
That's awesome. So moving forward now, you're doing the pop-ups. Is there anything that like do you have another line coming up? Or what's like your trajectory for the next year and a half with Simply Jess or I mean Visuals by Jess? What do you foresee?
No, right now, you know, I just relaunched my website, visualsbygess.com, and I have, you know, now I have the swimsuits with the collaboration with my brother. I have new pieces that I have coming out, and then I want to do more pop-ups. I'm gonna be getting my stuff into stores and just building my team and building a whole, you know, empire with this.
Yeah.
I'm trying to take it to another level.
Which thing are you going with first? Like the bags and the shoes, or are you gonna go
Just
with like?
all of it. Like I just love the whole round creation. Like I don't want to limit myself.
I hear you.
You know, like I don't want to focus on just like, oh, just dresses, so just t-shirts,
Yeah.
just hats, or just bags. Like I want to. It's all within the brand.
I hear you.
You know, it's art. It's wearable art.
Okay. If people wanted to follow.
And
It's
customs.
it's
yeah,
all custom or
No, I have customizations and I have pieces that you could just buy, you know, that will be here. I have sneakers, I have slides, I have swimsuits.
and accessories. Is that accessory yours as well?
This is my brother's.
Okay.
This is actually Giovanni's.
All right.
And yeah,
pretty dope.
yeah, and this is a rolling.
Hey.
You know, you gotta expense it up a little bit.
Are you also gonna get into jewelry? Is that something you foresee happening, or?
Hey, the possibilities are open. Like, but with those type of things, I would like. My goal is to get like a few really big collaborations. So
Okay.
I'm looking for like not looking,
Yeah.
but when everything aligns well, I know
Yeah.
I'm gonna have some really dope ass collaborations coming up.
That's awesome. That's if people want to reach out to you and see like where your stuff is at. What's the easiest way for them to do
I mean,
that?
they can follow me on my social media, which is I am Jess Marquez. I am Jess Marquez.
Okay. I am Jess Marquez.
Yeah. And my website is visualsbygess.com, and you can see all of that. I'm gonna be starting probably my YouTube and all that stuff now. So everything is a process.
What are you gonna focus on your YouTube on?
Just wait and see.
Can you give us a little
No.
a sneak peek?
No.
Come on.
Not because I don't know yet.
That's
No,
what's
but I
up.
got it though. I got it. Hold on. I'm working on my team.
It's coming. It's coming soon. It's coming soon.
Yes, it's coming soon. I'm just like, I'm working on everything right now. I'm just trying to put all my ducks in a row right now.
That's awesome.
But I'm still pushing though.
I'm glad that you've been able to like transition and use all the skill sets that you acquired like in the nightlife and then transition into designing, to your creative endeavors, to your art. All of that is not easy. You know, it's not easy to be able to switch up lanes, right?
No, the transitioning part was so difficult.
Yeah.
So hard. But it was so worth it.
You're getting it
That's
done.
why, like, right now I have my series, my Do What You Love series, which is something that I started, not started, but it's something that quote just really helped me get to where I'm at, because I always was thinking, like, what is it that I love to do? What are my passions? What is it that I'm like art and creating was like something that I thought about when I woke up to when I went to sleep.
Yeah.
You know, and signs kept always hitting me. And I'm like, this is what I'm meant to do. Like, I feel it. Like, I can feel it. So I have to go and do what I love. And that's what I went for. Now, it's not easy. I don't want people to think, oh, it's like freaking easy as hell, butterflies and all that. Like, you know, no, it's hard.
Yeah.
But it's worth it. Like, once it starts going, it doesn't even feel like work anymore. Like, it doesn't feel like work. Like, it's actually fun.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Jess. Thanks to you so much for being such an inspiring a woman in South Florida. Not only for women, but for everybody, all creatives out here trying to get it on. You know what I'm saying? It's
I'm trying to inspire through art.
I mean, you definitely are. You're doing it. You know what I'm saying? You're out here actually following through with all of that, and it's not an easy, like we were saying, it's not an easy thing. Being able to cultivate all the skill sets and then like transition them in various avenues.
Yeah.
That's not an easy thing to do, but I congratulate you on being able to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's another series that I'm starting right now is actually Don't Stop Until It's Art, which is the meaning of like, you know, fuck the noise, see your vision and make it into a reality. And don't stop until it becomes what you see. You know what I'm saying? So don't stop until it's art.
That's all. Yo, you got me out here wanting to go punch something right now. Like, yo,
that's what I'm trying to
let's go.
Feel.
I'm gonna go punch the first person come across me.
No. It's all about love.
Yeah,
No
it's
hands.
all love.
Communication.
Communication. You're right.
No hands, no more.
No hands, no more. That's the old me.
Exactly.
That's the old me. Me starting right now.
We are the age, like, you know, we don't do those things. We make phone calls.
We make phone calls. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jess, for coming on to the Que Bola podcast.
Thank
you. Thank you for sharing your time and your experiences. Thank you for being so transparent and answering and being for real. You know, it's
the only way I know how to be.
It's dope. It's awesome that you've been able to like share this, and I hope it's inspiring to other creatives out in South Florida and people in the nation, across the nation in general. Like I always say, thank you for sharing. If you like it, share it with your friends. And if you hate it, share it with your enemies. But just share this motherfucker, all right?
Yeah.
Hasta la próxima.
Any promotion is good promotion.
Let's do it.
All right? Peace.
You already heard it there. I want to thank Jess for coming onto the podcast, being so transparent, being so open. I want to thank Jess' mom for making it funny and letting everybody know what it's really like when mom's out here. I want to thank everybody who was part of this live taping at Candy Coated. It was a really dope, insightful experience being able to host this talk in front of so many cool, fun people. And yeah, hasta la próxima. You already know what it is. It's your boy D-Fig. Holla at your boy when you see me in the street. Aquí estamos. I love you guys. Que te crezca. Holla at your boy at Que Bola Podcast. On IG at Que Bola Podcast. Hasta la próxima. Peace.